good to fucking be back. Oh my fucking god. How is everyone today? I know, I'm aware. Hello, hello. What is the business, chat? I'm capping it so I can stay awake to the end of the mystery. Hell yeah! We'll get started here right away. But a couple of updates. So, the World Eater video, Warhammer Army Guide World Eaters, is ready to go. So that should be up tomorrow on Patreon. So get ready for that. I've started recording for the next Battalion Wars video. I'm almost done recording, so it should be done by either next week or the week after. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, it's been a very productive few days. So this should be pretty fucking compelling. Last time we left off, we were introduced to what happened 7 years ago through the introduction of the AMA system, helped developed by Phoenix Wright. 7 years ago, a magician named Zach Gramier was accused of murdering his mentor. Now, we knew that he was innocent. All the evidence was pointing to that he was innocent, and that it was pointing to his partner, Valant Gramier. However, we were tricked into producing false evidence, which got Phoenix disbarred, Zach Gramier disappeared, and the case was left unsolved and unresolved. But those 7 years, Phoenix was not idle. He went around trying to figure out what the hell happened. Turns out, a lot happened. We figured out what really happened that night with Zach Gramier, Valant Gramier, and their mentor. The mentor committed suicide. But Valant, in a moment of jealousy, because the mentor had chosen... Hi, Nix! The mentor had chosen Zach as his heir, sabotaged the crime scene. So Valant was guilty of something, he wasn't guilty of murder. But it turns out that the person who forged the evidence that would get Phoenix out of being a defense lawyer was Christoph Gavin, Apollo Justice's old mentor. We also learned that Apollo in Trucy are half-brother and sister because they share a mother, who I have done more research on, and I had a suspicion, but it was the singer. The singer from the third case is Apollo and Trucy's mom. They look very similar, and her hair braids match, especially the things that are holding her hair braids in. But anyway, we are here to finally answer the question, why, Christoph? So, Turnabout Secession. She's their mom? Yeah! Holy fuck, right? into court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vera Misham, innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Alrighty, let's fucking go. We have the evidence. We have everything we need. This is a glitch. Something inside me. Rising, surfacing. Why is that on screen? Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close. It's a glitch, son of a bitch! Will it go away if I load the thing again? Nope, it's stuck. Fuck. Son of a bitch. It's stuck. We're stuck with this, chat. Fuck! Well, we're stuck with this. Fuck! Okay. Close now. So close. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. This is stuck here. Shit. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Vera Misham's condition? Acute atroquinin poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today... What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be canceled. I'm not gonna let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atroquinin, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone this verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. The prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claims to this court. But tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned. I've got two things to prove here. Who did it, and how? Which hit first? Who? Who poisoned Vera Mission? I have a name for you. Oh, it's gone! Just a moment here, Forehead. You are aware this is an accusation you're making. I think a bit of risk is in order. This much to be precise. I understand. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Then let's hear it. Who poisoned Vera Mission? Kristoff. What's this? Kristoff, Gavin.
Objection!
What's your game? My bro... There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Kristoff Gavin had the opportunity to poison Vera Mission. Apparently, the defense has something in mind. Let's see what it is. How did Kristoff Gavin, currently in solitary confinement, poison her? The nail polish. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give you a design on a hand. Is that nail polish? It is colorless. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it? As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Yeah, my wife has red nails. I see. This judge is reproduced. I see. So she's been painting them all this time. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Court is now back in session. She was biting her nails. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nail. Ah! Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bang it! Have them check the defendant's nails at once! Kristoff Gavin did not poison that bottle the day of the poisoning, Your Honor. The moment Vera first held that bottle in her hand, her fate was sealed. But wait, this business about Kristoff Gavin giving her that bottle is only conjecture. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Kristoff Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there's a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Kristoff Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay. The defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Kristoff Gavin take the stand. Like Dubas Goobas says, the judge watches Jiggly Keys as he wonders how he got this job. Are we prosecuting that girl, Mayo Faye again? Mayo? Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Kristoff Gavin, currently residing in solitary confinement, cell 13, at Central Prison. Hello, Kristoff. Ah, Your Honor, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Kristoff Gavin. Ah, Mr. Judge. Justice, I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo. You can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Aradine nail polish? Why, yes, I use it myself. As I did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Mission was poisoned. Andrew Quinlan, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier. Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again by him. Again! And you agree with this accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of poisoning the defendant, Vera Misham. Please testify on this matter to the court. Owning the same nail polish does not utter murder or make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poisoning, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case ruled she's poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father too? Oh, I'm a sink your butthole. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. I'm using Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention why. Wait, why's he got a scar there?
Gotcha!
Excuse you, sir! It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too, your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give you the news. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish, too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th. Well, I was already in solitary confinement. Cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This shows how you poisoned Mr. Misham. The stump! I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. That night, the night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Atroquinin was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So I am to understand the stamp was the murder weapon. Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. That is all, Your Honor. Order! 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 Poison on the back of the stamp! After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Dad? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You'll upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spock Brushell's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawers for something. His desk drawer? Yeah, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I am arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence. Wait, didn't you... Please send a receipt once you've confirmed transfer. Sign the papers and send the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. Oh, you sick motherfucker. I got you dead to rights. He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Really, Clavier. You should be seeing through these weak-spin bluffs by now. Ugh. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier. Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph! What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin? Hair forehead? What was your accusation again? Oh, it was that. This poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence. Christoph, you tried to slip out from under this accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is? What are you up to, Clavier? I can ask you the same question, Christoph. I silence the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well, I shall take his claim at all then. Justice. What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yeah? Then, allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive! He's talking about motive! It's hard to see how an attorney could want to kill a painter. Now you're something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital! Well, Mr. Justice, I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present the evidence. And let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham? Letter. Christoph Gavin's motives become clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique Gramierre's diary. Oh, when Attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yeah. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven. The defense attorney on the case was Phoenix Wright, who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it. And why would they? Just out of curiosity. Do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Mission by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase everything, and anyone with a connection to the forgery, to keep them from talking. But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Hair Forehead, do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh? Then how will it go down? I checked through the records of that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy. Here. What's this? Oh, I just got over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in blue suit with spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I am asking the impossible of you. Yeah, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on this case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigmar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't all be... But it is true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin! Order! What is the meaning of this? Witness, I mean defendant, former lawyer. Let me begin by denying.
Objection!
It's easier not to look up, Mr. Gavin. And impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains of the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Hair Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence! Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested the forgery 7 years ago. Clavier. Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case! You must have a thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Misham? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it. It can be proven. It's simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not...
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo? I am. Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? Ha! That's spooky. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice. Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Misham. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Misham. Letter posted by Drew Misham just before dying. It was found in his cell. This evidence proves there's a link.
Objection!
That scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hmm? Hey! That's Dad's handwriting! Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell. Except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery as a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video, a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin. As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at this moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, you've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something! I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well, this ends a special witness cross-examination. Objection! This show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin. Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the Masters. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, do you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember, what's really important to you? You amuse me, Hair Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally, you just couldn't resist, could you? Hair Right. Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Natural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented this evidence. And the next moment you call it Drew Misham, it was almost as if what? Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Kristoff. What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Kristoff. Odd seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Kristoff know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Kristoff! We were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnete's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin. My, Clavier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet you miss forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in little reminiscing. Apollo. I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramier. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Dad used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Kristoff Gavin. I couldn't believe it. The Phoenix Wright. A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with the pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for the error alone. Hold it! So the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me as I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramier both deserve what they got. So you asked Mr. Mission to forge that evidence so you could win? But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Gramier's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Incredible! If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin. Perfectly. You're mad, Kristoff. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end? It canceled when the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Kristoff, you've been living in fear for 7 years. Oh my god, that explains so much! What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. Journalists sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Ramier got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? Wait just a minute. Zach Ramier was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Ramier gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him! Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Kristoff Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant? Tragic. The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveler was Zach Ramier. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going! We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this? It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnifique Gramier's death started it. Magnifique Gramier's death and his student Zach Ramier the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Kristoff Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Drew Mission. Actually, it was his daughter, Thera, who really did the work. You took precaution when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precaution? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and they'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you plan your poisoning of the forgers. Atroquinin. Applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him by taking the step, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Aridoni nail polish, of course! You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from the client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But if she had to go outside, if she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. And then they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the Atraquinin that took Drew Michel's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gramier to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over the reports again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew that he was that particular person? Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Mission, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Mission who is on trial here. No, but you were doing so well, Apollo! As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Mission innocent. Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was a poison in that nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Mission to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor! Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yeah. Christophe, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is a trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. I totally forgot. The jurist system. Jurist, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. The common citizens' wisdom? Is this some kind of a joke? What could we possibly gain from doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers. Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense! There is only room for two in this courtroom. Me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say! They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright. So, everything was leading to this, of course, right? Right! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's completely snapped. I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You would let ignorant swine soil your courts. Christophe, it's over. Javier? The law is absolute. You can't be serious. What? Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge, like a gem polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing. It is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't been seen enough. But someday, I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as a trial of Vera Misham, accused of murdering her father, the painter Drew Misham. However, several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court, for the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant Vera Misham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. Oh! Jurist Chambers. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Misham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided to each of you to input your decisions. That's all. Please wait! Yeah, jurist number 6. There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case, I see. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. Oh? Alright, chat. Is Vera guilty or not guilty? We got one for innocent! We got one for innocent! Is Vera guilty or not guilty? Not guilty. Come on, there's 5 of you. Let's hear it. Not guilty. Not guilty, you say? Well, it's common sense. See? 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 I fucking knew it. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Kristoff Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. In intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. Vera! I'm so glad I...
Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera,
Hey now, don't you start crying too. I'm sorry you had to see us like this. Vera?
Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that.
If I had, you never would have bitten your...
If I had, you never would have bitten your nails.
No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that cleaned my good luck charm.
Vera.
When I opened my eyes, I saw you. I finally understood. It's important to be part of the world. To see things with your own eyes.
Looks like that poison had some effect after all. Killed off what was ever holding Vera back from life.
I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you.
No, really, it's okay. Oh, that's cute.
Ooh, look, it's me. I love it. Thanks. Is that me? She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is?
The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Dad. Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier.
You mean the stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
You know, I know my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trissy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day, I shall return. You are the next grabbing air, after all. Oh, Trissy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay, Phoenix is my dad now. Even if he can't really play the piano.
That he can't.
Oh, and I've got you too. Even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list.
Hey, come to think of it, where is Dad? The one who can't play. Do you know, Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mom.
Ugh.
Oh, Trissy. Yeah, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not being knighted yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat.
Objection! Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic Underwear better anyway.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
Are all the Grammyers bad people? No. Complicated people, yes. Bad, no. So, your memory's returned.
Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lammeror. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists.
You're thinking too much. Besides, there's no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy.
Of course, it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you.
Are you gonna tell them?
They do not know?
Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings.
I will go to them when the time is right. Until the night.
Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too.
One debt to society later.
A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows she really feels on the inside. Okay, I don't think the Grammyers are bad people. Complicated, yes. Bad, no. We don't know why Magnifi did what he did. We'll never know why Magnifi did what he did. Your bracelet.
Yeah?
I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years, but your bracelets were strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now, in Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. Two fates destined to intertwine. And I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that.
Such a small thing, that bullet. Yet it tore who was away.
Jesus, how powerful were those bullets that they uppercutted her?
10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the troupe, my family. Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more.
Oh, now I get it. So, here's my suspicion for why Magnifi did what he did. She was shot, and the trauma caused her mind to have amnesia. Gramier did like his students, so I would understand that, yeah, to Zach, it would be heartbreaking, and to Trucy, it would be devastating to have your own mother forget who you are. So he sent her away. It's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. It's complicated.
Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am going to be alive, Mr. Wright.
Speaking of miracles, Vera Mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are.
It is a strange thing. Fate. Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared.
You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they got something worth living for.
I still got a long way to go. This power mine, well, it needs some work.
But there's hope now.
We'd lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep this lawyer thing for a while.
Oops, train time. Gotta go. Cords of steel. Here comes justice.
Objection!
Hey!
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troupe Gramier. Trucy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Dad.
Trucy Gramier, frankly, I got my doubts, but Hat Gramier, now that'll pack him in. That's cute. Oh my god. It's not every day you get a trial that rocks harder than one of our gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The Gaviners are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. Oh my god. Holy shit. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it. I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted, I've got time on my hands. Maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam again. Holy shit, dude. Just, wow, okay. Oh, Emma, hi.
So I was standing around eating snackles the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them dig. In the power of science. Oh, precisionist might not be 100% safe.
I want to talk, but I don't know if we're going to get more characters opening their damn mouths.
unlikely event you are wanting Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. The only thing colder than restaurant is borscht. Duh, but if greater challenge is being required... Then come to the hideout, you know who to ask for. Let's fucking go! Olga! Oh, damn! Give me that gambler girl! Oh, yeah! Oh. Oh. Yes! Yes! Gambler girl. So, Kentucky Pastries is getting back to the Eastern roots. Yo, boss! Culture time! This is how we write piece. But we're still about giving back to the people. Yo, boss! Yeah, time! And this is how we write people, alright? Not that Walkie's paying any attention. Oh, kids. Bizoid, Chinese characters on cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Man, you want to make it today, you gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker for real. I know it didn't look like no cracker, G. What you want me to call it? The OG muffin? I want to cave his throat in. I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too, see? This time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend Eldon's Noodles is about salt? Salt forever. God, I want to talk about the game, but I fucking can't. No! My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won my unequivocal adoration. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Sticky Hands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko, reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure. God, go away. Why? Why are you on top of the stack? Bring back Gambler Girl. Bring back Gambler Girl. Bring back Olga. She's hot. Please. Okay, 049. Ah! Light has returned to my life, and with it, joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song. Ah! The resemblance between her and Trucy is uncanny! Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. Yeah? How do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mid-condition. End quote. I decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you. Holy shit. That's all the characters, right? That aren't dead or aren't in prison? Oh, that's cute! Oh, that's so fucking cute! Jesus Christ, that is so cute! Oh, I love that!
Is that it? Oh, that's wonderful. Fuck you, Gavin. Fuck you. Fuck you, Chris. All right. So let's talk about the first game there for a sec. Q and E switch games. Okay, so let's talk about what the fuck happened. Can I go to the museum? So, quiet. You're all cute. You are all very cute. So, Apollo Justice, the first game of the series. It has its problems. For one, two of the cases, I had to do such massive fucking feats of logic jumping that it fucking hurt. If I didn't have a guide in some of those instances, I would have never been able to figure it out without trial and fucking error. Hi, Leighton. Like, genuinely, I would have not been able to figure it out without massive fucking trial and error if I didn't have a guide. But how they set things up for the story, because this is what, at the end of the day, all Phoenix Wright is that it's a story. It's a story set up where the cases before the last one all connect in some way to the end case, whether it be the themes of the game or the story overall. With the first game, the first game's entire plot was connected to the DL6 incident. Even if the first case in the game of the very first game... Revolting. Hey, thanks for the sub. The first case was still connected to DL6 because it directly led into the events of the second case, which revolved around DL6. Family be performing. Yeah, it's very cute. This is really, really cute. The second game, its themes was how far are you willing to go and how are you willing to hurt people to get what you want. Because the second game was, yeah, Phoenix has never suffered a loss, but how far is he willing to go, and how far is he willing to go to protect somebody to get what he wants? Even if it means hurting people. Which is a really good theme. And then the third theme of the game, well, the third game had the theme of tying the other two games together with the tragedy of the phase. Because we saw how in the first game, the DL6 incident broke up Mia and Maya's family, and then the second game was dealing with their auntie, who was trying to put their young cousin into the position of leader of their family, which then led into the third game, which was a big fucking thing, which tied all the characters together. It was a lot. And this game, the first game does a good job of tying everything together without leaving anything to chance, just in case Apollo Justice did not succeed, which sadly Apollo Justice never did succeed over here. But that was the case with Phoenix Wright as well. Remember, Phoenix Wright was a cult classic, which then exploded over the years thanks to internet memes. It was a bit of a mess. But guess what? Storybook games like this really popped off in the early 2010s and continue to still pop off to this day. And honestly, aside from the logic of some of the cases, this story was very well handled. I was invested the entire time. I wanted to know what the fuck happened 7 years ago with Phoenix, which honestly is a really good way of tying us in to what the fuck is going on. It's a really good way of getting us invested because we didn't care about Apollo. Apollo was the new kid. Instead of focusing on who Apollo was, they focused on what the fuck happened to Phoenix, and Apollo was right there with us. Like, what the fuck happened to you? You were this big thing, and then suddenly you're gone. You're not there anymore. And then having us go through these cases and asking these questions and slowly drip feeding us the answers in a good way was really, really good. Now, the first case, fuck you. That was a poor way to start us off. But it got better over time, and it made plenty of sense by the end of it. So, I say we start off this new case and see who this new cutie is, because I'm liking this design. And apparently we're getting full motion videos. Look at it! It's a boy! So let us start Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Let's fucking go. Oh, there's a bomb. There's a bomb. There's a fucking bomb! Holy shit!
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble, and it's up to us to restore it to its former glory. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
Who is she? Hamana, Hamana.
Ready to go? You bet. Let's do this.
I am in love with this
She's been
design.
with us for half a year, though I can hardly believe it. Anyway, her power will be our greatest weapon.
Are you alright, miss?
Yep, nope, I like her. Yes, 100% yes.
For this very reason, I returned. Time to bring it to an end.
Let's fucking go. It's Phoenix, oh boy. Let's do this. Yeah, he got his badge back! Let's fucking go. Yo, Apollo, you good there, bud? What the fuck? What the fuck? Turnabout countdown. The best thing about bombs is how they erase and destroy without discretion. I saw that. Now all I have to do is pin everything on that little girl. Wait, what? December 17th, 9:22 a.m., District Court. Defendant Lobby number 5. Nice.
Nope, not feeling nervous at all. It's amazing what a girl can get used to. Even a tense atmosphere like this is no biggie.
You doing okay, Athena? Ah! Oh, that 3D model looks terrible.
Oh, hello. Yeah, doing great. Like, I'm a little too great.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's good to hear. Although, I could have sworn I heard your voice crack for a second there.
Oof, I'm that transparent, huh? Cracking? No, my voice isn't cracking. Nerves of steel here, I tell you. This is Apollo Justice. He's a fellow lawyer at the office I work for. Apollo is the lead of the defense of this case, but I'm going to be there at the bench with him, doing what I can to help out. I'll do whatever it takes to defend Junie. Speaking of steel, how are you holding up? The explosion really did a number on you.
I'm just happy that you're okay, Athena. Although, I can't pretend I have no connection to this case. That's why I'm going to see that Juniper's name is cleared. And I'm sure you feel much the same way.
You got that right. I won't rest until Junie is completely cleared of all suspicion.
Apollo. Athena.
Oh! Hello! Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Junie! Hey, are you okay?
One debt to society later.
Sorry about that. I am always seem to go into coffee pits whenever I get nervous. The kind of thing never happens. At home in the forest, though. This is Juniper Woods. She's my dear, dear childhood friend. And she's also our client for this case.
God, I hope she fucking pays us.
But that's ridiculous. There's no way Junie would do anything like that. I brought you a little snack, Dina. Just a little something from my garden. Hey, thanks! So, is this an orange or a tangerine? It's an orange, my grandma says. That orange is the color of strength and endurance. Oh, I get it. Strength for the trial, right? Junie, you're always so good to me. Well, don't you worry. We'll be so powerful in there, they won't know what hit them. Right, Apollo?
Yeah, that's right. Come what may. This is one trial. We just can't lose.
Apollo? Apollo? Blood is seeping through his bandages. One of his wounds must have reopened. All this time he was trying to put on a brave face, but he was really overdoing it.
Mr. Justice.
Huh? The trial's about to start, sir. Please proceed to the courtroom. What? Now? But Apollo's in no state to defend.
I have to defend Juniper.
What are we gonna do? The trial's about to start with or without us. There's only one other option I can think of at the time, like this. But even if I called him now, he'd never get here in time. No, wait. There's something else I can do. Apollo, give me all the evidence for the case.
Huh? What are you gonna do?
Bailiff? Yes, miss? The defense would like to submit a substitution of attorney petition. Athena?
You're not seriously...
You just concentrate on getting better. I'll defend Junie.
all by yourself? Athena, stop for a second and think about what you're saying. You've never once taken on a case alone before, right?
No hay problema. I can handle it, I think. But I guess it's really up to you, Junie. Would you be okay with me taking over? Sure. I believe in you, Athena. And that's enough for me.
Fuck, I hate how their mouths move.
You're worried for me, aren't you? To be honest, I'm pretty nervous too. I think my heart might just burst out of my chest. But you're in no shape to stand at the bench now. So you'll just have to leave it to me.
Alright, I can see your mind's made up anyway. I hate that I can't be there, but I know you'll give it your utmost to defend Juniper.
You bet I will. Rest assured of that. My name is Athena Sykes. I'm still just a newbie, but I'm a lawyer. This is only the second time I've taken the lead in a defense case. It'll be the first time I stand up there alone. But I have to do this. And I'm definitely not about to let anything bad happen to Junie.
Court is now in session. All rise. The court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. And what is the meaning of this? I was under the impression that Mr. Red Monkey would be my opponent today. Yes, well, a substitution of the attorney petition was submitted just a few moments ago. Due to the explosion in the courthouse yesterday, Mr. Justice is unable to continue. I see. Not all surprised. Use that as an excuse to run away. With me as an adversary who would want to feign illness in order to escape.
What? The nerve of that guy! I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. Well, I would if I wasn't so nervous. Ah, this arrogant jerk! You arrogant jerk! No! Widgets! Is my hearing getting worse? I could have sworn I heard the defense say something just now. No, you didn't hear anything at all, especially not from me.
How odd. I could have sworn I also heard something.
Oh, that would be my indispensable partner, Widget. He sometimes blurt out what I'm thinking. Well then, if that's the case, then it's clear contradiction of what you just stated. A contradiction? You just stated that you said nothing. However, that device of yours says what you're thinking. Then you indeed said I was, what was it? Elegance at work? Actually, it was arrogant jerk. At any rate, what does it matter if it's Red Monkey or a Yellow Monkey facing me? Now, fresh out of law school, rookie can defend this witness. Mr. Payne, I believe that's enough. Let us get back to the case. Of course, Your Honor. I'm more than ready to show this little girl why they call me the Rookie Humiliator. I knew it. He really is an arrogant jerk. Arrogant jerk! Miss Sykes, if you continue to insult the prosecution, I will remove you from this court. I'm very sorry. It's just a knee-jerk reaction.
And now then, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, if you please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now then, the incident occurred yesterday here at this very courthouse in courtroom number 4. At that time, the trial for a certain bombing was being held in courtroom number 4. Ah, yes, I was presiding over that trial.
Yes, I was presiding over that trial as well. And Mr. Justice was there as a lawyer for the defense.
A bomb that was being presented as evidence suddenly went off during the trial. It was a terrible incident, and courtroom number 4 was completely destroyed. Fortunately, we were able to start evacuation procedures before the explosion occurred. Just a few seconds more, and it would have turned into a horrific loss of human life.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, there was in fact one death, was there not?
That is correct, Your Honor, when courtroom number 4 was examined after the blast. Oh shit, who the fuck is this? The body of Detective Candace Arm was discovered. She was to take the stand as a witness later in the trial.
I suppose she wasn't able to evacuate in time. What a terrible tragedy. I must admit I stumbled at least 10 times myself before I was able to escape.
Maybe the court should see about getting you even shorter robes. The victim's body was found near the entrance to the courtroom. I suspect she stayed until the very end to help guide the host out to safety. Your Honor, allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and details about the bomb. Case of death, trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. Time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. The time bomb that destroyed the courtroom. It was hidden inside a stuffed animal when it was detonated. Okay, I know how this works. All evidence for the trial is filed in the court record. When I want to check something out, I just use E. I better take a peek later.
And now then, please call the accused to the witness stand. Defendant, are you feeling all right? You're looking a bit pale.
I'm so sorry. I was feeling a bit weak when I first arrived here at the courthouse. But I'm all right. Junie's really giving it her all. I better make sure I do the same. If we could please proceed. Your name and occupation, defendant? Juniper Woods. I'm a high school student. Miss Woods, can you confirm you were in the courthouse on the day in question? Yeah, I came to Apollo Justice through my friend Dina. And so, I was there yesterday to watch his trial and lend my support. Something's wrong. Junie's really scared. Did you know I'm also known as the Defendant Humiliator? It looks like I have yet another chance to show everyone how I learned this moniker. Does this arrogance know no bounds? I have to protect Junie no matter what. Hey, you arrogant Prosecutor Payne! What is it? Do you want me to demonstrate why I'm known as the Rookie Humiliator instead? Deep breaths, Athena. Don't let him get to you. Prosecutor Payne, Junie is telling the truth. Mr. Justice also backed up her claim when we saw him in the defendant lobby. And Junie, he said that he was glad to get the lotus fruit you gave him too. He was? My grandma says lotus fruit is good for your eyes. She says they can even help you see into the future. They can? Then that's the perfect present for a lawyer. If that's true, I guess he must not have eaten them.
A sweet, meek girl like this blowing a quarter to bits. Yeah, I must say it's very hard to believe.
Objection!
Now, Your Honor, don't let her seemingly innocent appearance fool you. The defendant had a motive for committing the crime. That's not true. I don't have any kind of motive. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. However, that doesn't matter. The only thing that does is that their objective was the destruction of courtroom number 4 itself. What? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Why in the world would Miss Woods want to do that?
That's a very good question coming from a novice such as yourself. But first, a question for the defendant. Have you ever been brought up on a false charge?
What? Why, yeah. Yes, I have.
And did that experience cause you to harbor a grudge against the court system?
Now, wait just 1 minute. If that kind of thing was a motive for blowing things up, then every one of our clients would turn into bombers.
That's a valid point. You wouldn't have a single courthouse left standing in the land. I can see the accused is the only one who might be a resentment against the courts. But Miss Woods is the only person who could have committed this crime. Why? Because we have found some decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt.
Decisive, huh? I'll believe it when I see it.
It involves a very unique aspect of the bomb itself, Your Honor. And what exactly was so unique about it? Why don't we have Miss Sykes answer that question?
Huh? Me?
I notice that you appear to be very nervous, and well, gentleman that I am, I'd like to offer you the chance to gain some confidence with such an easy question.
Could he be any more condescending? Really? What a thoroughly unpleasant man. Alice for loser!
What did you just say?
Nothing. Not a single thing. Now, let's see. What was I supposed to do at a time like this? Oh, I know. The court record. The information I need is somewhere in the court record.
Okay. All right, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. What was unique about the bomb that blew up the courtroom? Was it because it was inside a stuffed animal?
Mr. Payne, what kind of symbol do you take me for? It was stuffed inside a stuffed animal. Its evil intentions covered up by a cute exterior.
Very good. Have a cookie. The bomb that went off in the courtroom was indeed hidden inside a stuffed animal.
There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? I am fine. Just like I said from the start, I can do this.
Yes, as I recall, the bomb was inside a stuffed animal the whole time. I never even got to take a look at it. But what connection does this impish elephant have with the defendant? The answer to that question lies in another piece of evidence, which I have here. What pray tell is this? It appears to be a little singed. It's a tail, Your Honor. The tail of the poor victim of the explosion. This is incredible. Are you saying Detective Arms had tail? Your Honor is very close, but no, it belongs to the stuffed animal. It's called the Phony Fanty, a rather unpleasant name if you ask me. He's a mascot for a campaign to eliminate false evidence and false charges, is he not? Exactly. His model is phony evidence is just trunked up.
That's so wrong on so many levels.
The Phony Fanty's tail is made of vinyl cloth, and we found something very interesting on its surface. The defendant's fingerprints.
What?
The Phony Fanty and he provided the prosecution with all the evidence we needed. It clearly proves that the accused handled the bomb.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why would Juniper's fingerprints be on it?
That does appear to be pretty irrefutable evidence. The court accepted it as evidence. Miss Woods, do you have an explanation for this?
I don't understand.
How about you, Miss Sykes? Do you have any plausible explanation to refute this decisive piece of evidence?
Well, I can't do it. I can't think of a single thing. But I better come up with something for Junie's sake.
If you can't produce an answer, we can always go straight to the ruling if you prefer.
No, I have to say something fast. Oh no, I can't get my voice to work. Why now of all times? I thought I overcame this already. Maybe I'm still not ready to stand in court.
Oh, thank God, we're back to good character models. Holy shit. Athena? Are we good? What the fuck?
As you can see, there is no room for debate.
Objection!
Why, it's you.
Sorry it took me so long to get here, Athena. Apollo explained the whole thing to me over the phone. He asked me to come help you out in his place.
Thanks for coming. I hate to admit it, but I was having a real rough time on my own.
Oh, I don't know. I think you were doing just fine, all things considered. And you hung in there, giving me enough time to get here. Now let's turn things around.
You got it, boss!
Look who showed up out of the blue. If it isn't Mr. Phoenix Wright, you always manage to surprise me. Your Honor, Mr. Payne has called for an early ruling. But I believe there are still many things that need to be deliberated. How did Miss Wood's fingerprints wind up on the stuffed animal's tail? How was the bomb even detonated? Until these questions are answered, I assert it's impossible for a fair ruling to be made. You are absolutely right. Let us continue from where we left off. I assume you have no objection, Mr. Payne?
None at all, Your Honor.
Miss Woods really looks like she's having a hard time.
Judy's really struggling, Mr. Wright. I get the sense she's afraid of the courtroom itself.
Because of yesterday?
Yeah, it was understandably very traumatic for her.
Poor thing. And she's back. Back at the courthouse again, being so brave. I'd like to make a request, Your Honor. If at all possible, I'd like to have Miss Woods rest in the lobby. Given the defendant's condition. Very well, I grant special permission.
You go get some rest, Junie, and leave the rest to us. Okay, thank you. Sorry about this.
Phoenix Wright. I've been looking forward to meeting you. It's been a while, Mr. Payne. You're more clueless than I'd heard. I do believe you mean, how do you do? For I am Gaspin Payne. I am the younger brother of your long-standing rival, Winston Payne. What? Long-standing rival? When were we ever rivals, let alone long-standing? You'll see, Mr. Wright. I will cleanse Winston of this disgrace he met with your hands. Looks like this royal pain is going to be he is thoroughly unpleasant as the other. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a decisive witness to the stand. This witness will testify as to how the accused detonated the bomb in the courtroom. Very well. Please call your witness, Mr. Payne. What the flying fuck? Witness, your name and occupation, please. Witness. Name, Ted Tunnett. Occupation, bond disposal specialist. Oh my, what a strange robotic voice you have. Speech synthesis via typing, it is the same as me talking.
Sounds exactly like a robot.
Can't you speak in a normal manner? I can. He can? But I do not like to speak. Speaking is inefficient. Energy expenditure, speaking, typing, understand? Then an odd witness. Mr. Tonnett was in charge of the bomb for that trial and was there when it went off. Being a bomb squad specialist, do you have any relation to the victim? Negative. I first met the girl while on this job. Many people are employed by the police. I know only a fraction of them. However, I was shocked when I first discovered the body of the victim. Shocked? I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. Massive dicks. So he was the first to discover the body, was he? He's here to testify about the circumstances surrounding the moment of the explosion. Very well, the court will hear Tonnet's testimony. But at the very least, show this court some respect and remove the face guard witness. What the fuck? Witness testimony. Yeah, you can tell this game was for the 3DS. Holy shit. The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name HH-3000, operated by timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down. Holy shit, it's Mole! It's Mole from Atlantis! I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down. So even though the bomb was supposed to be disarmed, it somehow got switched on? Precisely, activating the timer is very simple. 1. Connect wires. 2. Switch on timer. A monkey could do it. I am sure even you would be able to, Mr. Wright.
I guess this makes you the blue monkey in the barrel of the fun, boss.
I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Huh? Mr. Tonnet, what is that? HH-3000, aka a bomb. A bomb! Great googly boogly! Yeah! Mr. Tonnet, I demand that you disarm it this instant. Disassembly complete. 5.3 seconds, 0.2 seconds short of my personal best. You're trying to give me a heart attack. I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know. This is an exact replica of the HH-3000. It is used to practice disarming bombs. Disarm equals success. Explosion equals failure. An exact replica of the bomb that exploded, is it? So that's what it looked like? I submitted a photograph of the real bomb taken just before the trial. But its counter is broken. Dimensions, 10 height, 10 width, 10 dimension. Weight, 12 pounds, a perfect replication. Your bomb does appear to be a very good copy indeed. Yes, however, I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. It is very puzzling wiring setup. It is regrettable I could not replicate it. Witness, that's enough. There's no need to replicate anything here. Okay. Now the defense will begin their cross-examination. Where's Mr. Sykes gone to? Athena, you can come out now.
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get to work.
I guess you were pretty scared, huh?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
She was about to bulge.
Hey, put a sock in it, widget.
As transparent as ever.
Now let's see, where were we?
We were at the cross-examination.
Oh, cross-examination, of course.
She seems disoriented. I wonder if she's all right. Maybe I should ask Athena if she remembers that cross-exam to help her focus. Nah, she'll be fine. Nah, no need for that right now. She'll be fine.
I'll do everything I can to help. If you can't find any contradictions, and you flub up too often, don't be afraid to ask me for help. Press R when the option to consult with me appears. I'll let you know where I think the suspicion statement is.
Sounds good. I'll be counting on you if I get in the bind. Alright, it's cross-examination time. The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name HH-3000. Suddenly became alarmed. I saw the bomb's timer was counting down. Wait. Hold on. How? The timer's broken. How did you see that?
Objection!
So you say you saw the bomb's countdown. Is that right? Of course, I clearly saw it counting down to 0. And I say that you are clearly lying. What are you talking about? There is no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. Oh, okay, we're going with the stuffed animal bit. Got it. Mr. Tonic, how can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer? But that is... What? No. That does seem like a clever inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this? Well,
Ooh, that's great, Mr. Wright. You found a contradiction right off the bat.
always remember, Athena, you find an inconsistency in a witness testimony, there's always a reason behind it. It could be a lie, a hidden meaning, a secret, whatever it is, it's up to us to dig it out.
And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss?
Now the question is, what can we dig out of Mr. Tonic? Well, let me see. No, there must be some mistake. Oh, yes, of course, I remember now. The sound. I knew because of the sound. The sound? What sound? When the timer of this type of bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of bomb counting down. Beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that, even with the bomb inside the stuffed animal. I simply made a mistake. My bad.
Objection!
How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound all the way from the gallery? Listening for a sound of bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. I constantly undergo training so that I will never miss it. I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. What now? Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? It is a solemn mission that I put my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear a bomb's timer? It's not like disassembling a toaster, you know. Now he's just showing off. You keep asserting the sound was too tiny to hear, but only the tiny thing here is your skill as a lawyer. Being mistrustful is not an attractive quality, you know. And you're just overflowing with attractive qualities, are you? Or perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Tonic did not hear that sound. Well, no, but it still seems totally suspect. But it's going to be really hard to prove that he didn't hear something. If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into the courtroom. That I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods. That's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Tonic happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb. What's this now? It happened before the trial started. It was when the detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. We brought the bomb to the lobby for the defense. Bomb equals evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial. Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Miss Woods was already there in that lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch. The remote switch? Yes, the switch that controls the bomb remotely. Duh. It has been missing ever since the incident. I am partially to blame. I left the bomb and remote on top of the transport case, and they were rearmed and stolen while I was talking with the lawyer. The defendant then used the remote from inside the courtroom to start the timer. How can you assert so unequivocally that the bomb was rearmed in the lobby? The bomb was safe and secure in the transport case. The only time it was outside of the case was in that lobby. Therefore, that was the one and only opportunity anyone had to meddle with it. Someone other than Mr. Tonic could have opened the case and taken the bomb out. Impossible. The transportation case is assigned exclusively to me. Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. And I have the only key that can open the case. Nevertheless, Mr. Payne's assertion is nothing more than conjecture. You have no proof that it was Miss Woods who stole the remote switch. And by the same token, you have no proof that it wasn't her. But what I do have is a piece of evidence that proves the defendant handled the bomb. That tail! 5 minutes, 24 seconds, 2.3 dire seconds. The defense's advantage lasted a mere 5 minutes. Talk about a rotten hand. As long as they have her fingerprints as their true trump card, I'm at a big disadvantage. It appears we'll have to hear from the defendant herself once more. I wholeheartedly agree, Your Honor. I would like to recall Miss Woods to the stand. I trust you have no objection, Mr. Wright. I'm worried about her condition, but we do need her testimony. On the other hand, I'm not sure I want to make Athena mad. I can read your feelings, you know, boss. Guess there's no hiding from her, huh? Don't worry, I know we need her testimony. But if anybody picks on her again, they'll pay. Guess she's already at anger level 1. Don't worry, I'll stop the proceedings before I let anything bad happen to her. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. In that case, I will take my leave. But before I do, there is just one more thing, Mr. Wright. Is it? Me? Yeah? Dismantling bombs is my job. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. Ugh! This guy's hiding something. I just know it. Now, if you will excuse me. Hey, bailiff, please go out to the lobby and bring back the defendant. Junie. Hi, Athena. She looks even worse off than before. Don't worry, Junie. We're here for you. Thanks, Athena. And I'll do my best, too. You blew up the courtroom because you bear resentment against the courts, correct? No, of course not. What's that you say? I can barely hear you. I haven't done anything wrong. This prosecutor's scary.
Objection!
What an impudent little girl. Stop acting innocent and tell the truth. This is getting ugly. You rearmed the bomb because you wanted to blow up the courthouse. Admit it. That's why you went to the lobby where Mr. Justice was, isn't that right? Mr. Wright, can I go give that prosecutor a smack? What? Of course not. Do we have to review Courtroom Manners 101 again? We can't let a creep that bullies innocent girls like this off so easily. I haven't forgotten about how he treated you. Don't worry about me. Just help Junie. Her heart's crying out. She's so scared. So very scared. Looks like Athena's picking something up with her heightened sense of hearing. And it sounds like this time it's the voice of Miss Wood's heart. Don't deny it. You stole the courtroom remote switch and used it in the courtroom, didn't you?
Objection!
Your Honor, please put a stop to this. Mr. Payne is badgering the defendant.
Yes, Mr. Woods. Miss Woods does seem quite right. Mr. Payne, I ask that you behave more like a gentleman. Ah, but don't you know, Your Honor? There is no more a gentleman in this world than I.
As if a gentleman or even a gentleman behave like he does. Don't let that rude ruffian win. Nah.
How dare you call a gentleman such as I a rude ruffian? I'll have you know I attended a manners class every Saturday. I'm more than just a mere gentleman. I'm a genteel man. Ah, fuck, he's an incel.
Not when you're terrorizing a young lady, you're not. I'd demand my money back from that manners class if I were you.
I should probably be the adult here and stop the two of them, but stupidity, that will be enough. Certainly, Your Honor. No further questions. Let's move to the defendant's testimony. Miss Woods, please share with the court what you were doing when the bomb went off.
Well, that day, I was watching from a gallery. The bomb went off, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me. Junie's clearly in pain being forced to recall the bombing like this. She can't even get her words out.
This isn't gonna work, so what now? Hey, wait a minute. Even if she can't vocalize what she wants to say, we can listen to what's inside her heart. Yeah, now that's perfect time to use Athena's power. You can hear it, can't you, Athena? The cries of Miss Wood's heart?
Yeah, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared. I think she could collapse at any second.
Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. In essence, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Guess it's all up to Athena and her special ability now. Athena, I want you to use the analytical psychology you studied, and listen to the testimony of Miss Wood's heart.
Okay, boss, I'll give it a go. After all, it's the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology. Let's do this.
So your holographic thingamabob can show us how Miss Woods is feeling, right?
In a nutshell, yeah. The emotions and images that I picked up on just now while listening to her testimony, I can enter all that into Widget and use the Mood Matrix to analyze them. This mood marker here reflects fluctuations in Judy's emotions. When she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up. When she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react. When she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when she feels surprised or confused, the surprise marker will let us know.
So with your special ability, in which it's Mood Matrix program, we can track how Miss Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology.
Yep, now let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord or noise in Junie's heart. See here? This is what the noise looks like in the Mood Matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. If we can pinpoint these inconsistencies, the noise level should drop.
Okay, it's time to listen to Miss Wood's true testimony.
I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now.
This power of Athena is incredible.
And I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the content of her testimony.
What? Already?
Look at this! When she says it fell on top of me, the happy marker is reacting.
Well, look at that. That is odd. This is really weird.
There must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. We just need some digging. When you find unexpected emotion, you'll first need to pinpoint Q to it. And then select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers with space.
Got it!
Widget is registering joy when Miss Woods recalls the rubble falling on her. There must be a reason for this unexpected emotion. Miss Woods! As the rubble was falling, was there also something that made you feel happy?
What? Mr. Wright, the feeling of happiness is spreading throughout Junie's heart. Keep going on this point, and I'll bet Junie will start to calm down.
Great. Let's hear what she has to say.
Just as I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled, I tripped. And then rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought I was done for. But just then, Apollo came and rescued me.
Apollo?
He used his own body to shield me from the rubble.
So that's when he sustained those injuries.
How do you feel, Junie? Did talking about Apollo give you some courage? Yes, Apollo is just like the sun, strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing photosynthesis. And see, your coughing stopped all of a sudden. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Athena.
Looks like we're able to draw out some new testimony.
Pretty neat, huh? But there's still some noise left, meaning there must be some discord in Junie's heart.
I guess we'll have to keep going then.
Let me input this new information and update the moon matrix, and we're good to go. You remember what to do, right?
When I find unexpected emotion, I should first pinpoint it.
That's right, and then you select it from the moon markers with space. If we can find the reason for this discord in her heart, then we should be able to draw even more new testimony out of it.
Got it!
Yeah, this really feels like a DS game that was transferred over. You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you?
Yeah, I was really happy.
Was there also something you felt sad about at the same time?
Sad?
The reason I ask is, when you were describing how you were rescued, we sensed a little sadness too.
Oh, I think it's probably because of Bum Rap Riney.
Bum Rap Riney? Well, what do you know? Something new.
That's right, I brought my stuffed animal, Bum Rap Riney, to watch the trial with me. Bum Rap Riney and Phony Fanty are brothers.
Who knew that the legal world would inspire a whole line of merchandise?
I had Bum Rap Riney with me while I was watching the trial. But it wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him as I was running away. My poor Riney, a victim of that terrible bomb! Oh, I know! You can see what he looks like in this poster.
Oh, that's cute.
It's for the campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges.
Phony Fanny and Bum Rap Riney, huh? Nothing against the campaign, but why an elephant and a rhinoceros?
Mr. Wright! I don't sense any discord in Junie's heart anymore.
Okay, good. She's calmed down. So I guess that means you managed to draw out all of her testimony?
That's right! I'll just make an update with the new info, we'll have the whole picture. So, do you think your new testimony will help?
Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. So, Bum Rap Riney was in that courtroom when the bomb went off. Now that we know that, it changes the meaning of the other piece of evidence. All I have to do is present it at the right statement. The tail. You're right, it is the tail. I see it. Looks the same.
Objection!
Miss Woods, I know this trial has been very hard for you, but you can relax now. You are without a doubt innocent. Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now? My wild assertion is simply this. The two stuffed animals were mixed up. The tail the defendant's fingerprints were found on wasn't that of the Phony Fanty. It was the tail of her gallery companion, Bum Rap Riney.
Objection!
What? What nonsense is that? I can see they're both stuffed animals, yeah, but they're completely different characters. An elephant and a rhino, they're distinct as a defense lawyer and a prosecutor. But are they really so different? Both defense lawyers and prosecutors try to protect the peace through law.
Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray, for example.
Anyway, this poster is all I need to prove my assertion to be true. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the two got mixed up.
Take that!
Well, would you look at that? The two tails are exactly the same. Yes, exactly. The two stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals. But the design of their tails is exactly the same. Ah! Order! Order in the court! As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bob Riley, we can no longer consider it to be decisive proof that the defendant handled the bomb. Instead, I consider the charge against the accused unsubstantiated. Would you agree, Mr. Payne? Yes, of course, Your Honor.
Woo! That was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around.
Yeah, it's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out this long. Yeah, I believe that brings our proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Let us reconvene tomorrow. Court is adjourned. Holy fuck, okay. December 17th, 11:56 a.m., District Court. Defendant, lobby number 5.
That was so exciting, boss. We did it! True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment.
True to form? Gee, I never knew you had such a glowing opinion of me.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
You did great, Miss Woods. You really stuck it out.
And you got really brave at the end, just when we needed you most, Junie. Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around. Well, you were the ones who gave me that courage, Dina. Really? Thanks. To be honest, was I any help at all?
Of course. Without you, we would have never gotten out of that tight spot.
That's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm gonna give it my all. I'll be so good that one day you'll call me your partner.
That's what I like to hear. Analytical psychology, the ability to solve the riddles of a person's heart. Athena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now.
Hey, where's Apollo anyway?
Good question. I almost forgot about him. I assume he'd still be here in the lobby.
Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in courtroom number 4?
Courtroom number 4? What would he be doing at the scene of the explosion?
When I came out to the lobby to rest, I told Apollo about Rumrap Riney. I told him I dropped Riney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then Apollo said he had an idea where Riney might be, so we went to take a look. Huh. I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be.
So you went looking for Ryan to get him before you were called back into the courtroom number 5?
Yeah, I had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though. With all his injuries, I wonder how he's managing. I think Apollo might have figured out something.
I wonder what it was.
He told me, I'm gonna look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Just maybe found some new piece of evidence?
Anyway, we better go and get him.
Good idea.
Where are you, Apollo? Trial's over for today. Come on, I know you're... No.
He's dead! Alrighty. I think that'll about do it for tonight. So, we got a new character named Athena, and a new mechanic for the game to try and learn. So, yeah. Major complaint right off the bat. Fuck, these character models look ugly as shit. On PC. On 3DS, I bet they look perfectly fine, but yeah, no, they clearly needed a model update. But it is cool to see these FMVs for the game. Like, this is actually really cool. And it's good to have Phoenix back. Oh my god. That is some good shit. But for now, I must bid you all adieu. Patrons, please remember that tomorrow the World Eaters video will be going up, so be aware of that. And for everyone else, the World Eaters Warhammer Army Guy will be ready to go on Friday. So, hope to see you all there. Good night, everybody. And please don't forget to donate.